Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. I am back today with another what sold from last week video. I'm going to share my sales from all of the platforms that I currently sell on. I will give you a few highlighted sales, tell you why I picked the item up and what it sold for. So if you're interested in seeing those sales, then just stay tuned.
So on eBay, which was the majority of my sales, I sold 49 items for a gross sales total of $1,590.70, making my average sale price of those items $32.46, and then my total cost of goods for everything on eBay was $172.83. This was probably my best sale on eBay. This is a Ralph Lauren, which you guys know I love picking up, women's equestrian wool fringe jacket. So this one was kind of convertible, which is the reason I put it in a collage pic here. It could be worn open or clasped to give it a different look like this. I had it listed for $95. It did sell at full price, which I was really happy with. Um, Really great condition. Whenever I find Ralph Lauren, here's the tag here, and it's something more unique or made with a really great fabric. In this case, it was both. I always pick it up because some of their stuff can go for really, really good money, like this piece. So this one sold for my full asking price at $95. Also, if you're not familiar with the word equestrian, that is basically a term used to describe people that ride horses. So if you come across something that you can put that in the title and it's fitting, it is something that people may or may not be looking for, but it's something I love putting in the title if it's appropriate. These are a pair of Spanx women's faux leather moto leggings. Spanx in general is a fantastic brand to pick up, and I don't find it often, especially not as good of a piece as this. This is the brand. They are actually a shapewear brand, meaning they make like undergarments that suck everything in that you wear underneath of your clothes. These leggings, however, are made to just be worn as leggings, and they're that faux leather look. Moto is a term that I use because of the way that these are built with the break in the knees here and then like patch design. That is a moto style, so I always put that in the title if appropriate. These ones I had listed for $69.99 and they sold very, very quickly on a best offer of $60. This is an Athleta Women's Victory Primaloft funnel neck hoodie. I was able to look up the style name based on the information inside of the jacket, which I recommend you always do for brands like this if you're able to. So this one was called the Victory Primaloft, and I put funnel neck in the title, full zip. This was a really nice condition hoodie, and Athleta in general does pretty well for me. Doesn't usually sell for a lot of money. I usually can only find their leggings, but when I find a unique piece, I pick it up. So this one I had listed for $45 and I let it go on a best offer of $35. This is a top by Soft Surroundings. I really love picking up this brand. I don't pick up everything I come across, and honestly, if you didn't know this brand, it doesn't look like much on the tag, but this is a brand with a following, and if you get a good item or a unique piece, it's definitely worth picking up. This one I picked up because it was like a faux suede bell sleeve top. I was able to find the style name for this one as well. It was called Beatrix, so I made sure to put that in my title, and I think that makes a big difference on selling this brand. This one I have been sitting on for a few months, but I'm glad that it finally sold. I had it listed for $39 and it did sell at full price. I sold this Zara men's printed windbreaker jacket. Upon first picking it up, I actually thought it was a women's jacket because of the print, but when I looked up the style numbers on the inside, I was able to determine that it was a men's jacket. So this was new with tags, which I really appreciated. Here, where you see the art number, if you Google that number, it will give you the style name and you can determine whether it's a men's or a women's. So this was a men's floral windbreaker jacket, super unique. I thought I would probably have to sit on this for a while just because of the print. And I've been sitting on it for quite a few months. I'd say probably 6 months. I had a lot of interest, but no bites. I finally let this go for $55 on a best offer. This is a great example of listing something even though you find a flaw. So this was something I picked up. It's by Chaps by Ralph Lauren, and I picked it up because it was chambray, it was button down, it was a plus size women's piece at a size 1X, and then it was a star print, which I've been seeing a lot of star print, moon print, any kind of celestial stuff sell. So I picked this one up and then I realized that there was a small tear at the cuff. I went ahead and listed it anyways and just dropped the price by about $5. So I had this listed at $28.99 with the flaw, and it still sold at full price at $28.99. I've already received positive feedback for it, and the buyer said that it took them 10 minutes to repair and now it's perfect. So it just goes to show if you've got a really good piece and it's a flaw that is repairable, meaning it's like on the seam, there isn't a giant hole in the middle of the fabric, it's still worth, if you're not going to repair it yourself, putting it up for sale. You are going to see quite a few shorts in this video. I wanted to share some of the brands and styles that I'm picking up because I recommend that you also pick up, if you can get them at a cheap cost, shorts, jean shorts in particular, at this time of the year because they sell and flip really quickly if you price them correctly. I'm usually pricing mine between $20 and $25 with free shipping, and that makes them flip very, very quickly. And most of them, all of them that I've sold so far, went first class. So it actually doesn't cost that much to ship if you're offering free shipping. So this is one that I recently picked up. All of them are pretty recent. This is a Ralph Lauren vintage denim shorts in a size 20W, which is a plus size. Picked them up because they were plus size, because they were Ralph Lauren, and they're not really anything special. They're just a classic denim short. But I picked them up. I had them listed for $24.99 with free shipping. I sent out offers to watchers for $22.49, and someone accepted, and that sold within days. Another pair of shorts. These are by Levi's, and they're not like any special style or anything. As you can see here, they're very, very basic, but I picked them up because I knew they were going to flip quickly because they were Levi's. They have that back patch here. One good thing about Levi's is they almost always have the style, number, or name on the back patch here or on the tag. In this case, these ones were the Nouveau 515 shorts. They were size 10, which is a pretty good size. So I also listed those for $24.99 with free shipping, and these ones sold at full price, again, very, very quickly. Exact same story with these. These are actually the same style of Levi's shorts, except these ones are a dark wash. I found both of these at the same thrift store in the same section, same size, so they must have come from the same person. Again, nothing too special, just a good brand, a good denim short. They were in good condition. I listed them appropriately. These ones also sold at full price with free shipping. This next pair I listed pretty low. This was free inventory for me, and they were a really older style, which I'm learning is actually coming back in. But because they were an older style and I didn't think that they were super flattering, I went ahead and listed them for $15, but I did make the buyer pay shipping for these. These also sold pretty quickly and they sold at full price, and they're just a Talbot's high-waisted vintage denim shorts. I am learning that the high-rise pleated shorts and the vintage styles are starting to come back, so that's something to keep in mind. I probably could have gotten more for these, but again, this was free inventory and I listed these before all the other ones. Another pair of shorts. These ones were by Ann Taylor Loft. I can tell by the tag that they are a newer style, just because of the style of tag. These ones weren't necessarily denim. They were more like a chambray, which is like a very, very lightweight denim looking material. These ones had a little bit of wear. You can see that they're a little bit, I guess, dingy almost, but they had that bohemian style with the embroidery and the tassels, super comfortable with the elastic waist, so I picked them up. Had these ones listed at $22 with free shipping, and they sold on a offer that I sent out for $19.80. Okay, getting out of the shorts for a minute. This is a shirt by Hanes, and this is just a vintage shirt I picked up because I like the graphic and I like the color. So the color is a really nice sage green. Usually when I'm finding graphic shirts that I pick up, they're usually like white or black. You usually don't see color. This one was a vintage dandy shirt, and I can tell you how I found that out. So down here on most vintage shirts, there'll be a dating somewhere around here or maybe on the side. So I always just look for any indication to give me a better chance of knowing whether I should pick it up or not. This one was really easy to search because it's a Petal Pets shirt, and then the graphic was called Dandelions. This one had a lot of attention on Poshmark as well. It had a little bit of a mark right up here. And yeah, it still did really well. Here is the vintage tag. You can see I pointed out some of the flaws. So I make sure always when I have a vintage shirt and I'm describing it to try and put the exact date if there is one down here, and then I always put the decade. So this one sold, I had it listed for $28.99 with free shipping, and it sold at full price. Along those same lines, I picked up this vintage Hanes shirt. I actually got this in a bundle of vintage t-shirts. I think I purchased off of eBay. To be honest, the entire bundle wasn't that great, but I thought that the shirt was. I ended up paying, I think, about roughly $10 for each shirt in that bundle. And so this one I had listed at $49.99. I listed almost all of them at $49.99 just to kind of like feel out the market a little bit, and then I was going to adjust the price. But to my surprise, this one sold pretty quickly. Someone sent me an offer for $35, and I thought that was reasonable, so I went ahead and accepted. And this is just a celestial sun shirt. I did a little bit of research to figure out what keywords to put in, and I basically looked up similar vintage shirts like this, and the sun with the face everyone's calling a celestial sun, so I went ahead and put that in the listing, and this one sold pretty quickly. This one was in a very recent haul that I did, and this is just an Old Navy. I told you I like picking up chambray dresses, and I picked up quite a bit in that haul video. This I picked up. Old Navy's not really a brand that goes for a lot, but it does have a following, and I just really like the color blocking on this. I thought it was really interesting, and I like the wash on the lighter fabric up top. The color blocking followed around the back. It had hidden buttons. Just had a lot of keywords I could jam in, and I knew I could sell it quickly. So I had this listed at $24.99. The buyer did pay shipping, and it sold at full price. This is an online bundle pickup when I couldn't go sourcing because the stores were shut down. I was sourcing online, and this was one of those pieces that I got. This is the brand Rails, which I don't usually find in the thrift store, but I'm able to find online to purchase a lot. I'm finding that their flannel button-down shirts do pretty well. So I listed this one at $33.99 right at market price with free shipping, and this sold relatively quickly, and it's a brand that if you come across in this style, I would say is definitely worth picking up because it is a quick flip. This one was also in a very, very recent haul. I told you guys I would probably sell this really, really quickly at $25, and I did. This is just a Hot Topic women's green plaid skirt. It was in a size extra, extra large, which I thought was a great size. And all of these were going for about $20, $25 on eBay, and they had a fantastic sell-through rate in all colors. So I went ahead and picked this up for relatively cheap, and it did flip very quickly like I thought it would. So if you're coming across Hot Topic pieces, make sure to look up the exact style, but normally Hot Topic pieces are flipping very quickly. Next piece I wanted to show you is by Calvin Klein, also not a brand I pick up very often, but this dress had a lot of compensating factors, which made me think that it would sell pretty quickly. And it was this army green military style dress. It had snap up buttons, which I think if you put in your title is something people are looking for. And I just really, really liked the cut of this dress. I had this listed at $29.99, and it sold on a best offer of $25.49. Next are these pair of Under Armour women's gray yoga pants. These ones were new with tags. I probably would have picked these up if they were in good condition and not new with tags and sold them for about 20 or 25 because Under Armour just has a really fantastic sell-through rate on eBay. But these ones were new with tags and they were just a charcoal gray boot cut flare leg, which a lot of people think isn't in style right now, but I'm finding that in a lot of the popular brands, people are still picking up the boot cut like yoga pants. So don't pass up on them just because they're not a skinny leg. I had these ones listed at $34.99 and I sent out offers to watchers and someone accepted an offer of $29.74. These next pair are based on the background that I was using to photograph a piece that I've been sitting on for a little while. These are jeans by Buffalo David Bitton. These were the Driven bootcut jeans, and I picked these up just because they were a modern style, and Buffalo by David Bitton retails for quite a bit. And I wanted to show you these ones because I had them priced too high, and I think that's why I've been sitting on them for a while. Typically, this brand does not flip very quickly anyways, but I did think that the style would flip, but I definitely had them priced too high. I ended up sending out offers to watchers for $29 and someone finally accepted. So I wanted to throw this out there because if your items aren't moving and you think they should be, you need to go back and look at the market because prices may have changed since you first listed it, and it's really important to constantly edit, and if you want to move an item, make sure you're checking the current market value. This next pair is a women's denim. These ones were also new with tags, and these are by Express. Again, not a brand I pick up very often, but I picked them up because they were new with tags. They were really interesting. You can see they've got some different like color blocking detail, I guess. I just thought they were a more modern style, which is why I picked them up. Had them listed at $37.99 and they sold on a best offer of $34.19 with free shipping. I picked up several of these Rule number 925 jeans. This is a brand I definitely recommend you pick up in quite a few things, but make sure to do your comps. Men's jeans is definitely one of them, and I preach it a lot, but a good thing about men's jeans are they always have the style name and the size in most of them, so it's really, really easy to look up and to list. These ones were a button fly, so I made sure to put that in the title. Button fly is when there's not a zipper here and instead there are buttons inside, and some people are searching for button fly, and oftentimes I find that people are willing to pay more for a button fly jean. So make sure if you do have a button fly, you disclose it in your listing. That way they know what they're getting, plus people might be looking for it. These ones I had listed at $39.99 and it sold on a best offer to a buyer of $34. This is another Ralph Lauren piece. I mentioned before that I love picking up this brand. This one was a little bit more modern, but I picked this up because it was kind of like a safari style linen jacket. So I thought that that was pretty unique. And again, it had a good material. So I do have criteria that I'm looking for. I don't just pick up every Ralph Lauren piece, but when I come across ones meeting my criteria, I pick them up. So this one was made of linen and I could classify it under a safari style, which people are searching for right now. And you can see I put it in my description. This was just really interesting, lightweight, and no surprise, it sold pretty quickly. I had this listed at $34.99 and it sold on offers that I sent out for $31.49. This is a Nike Dry Fit Skort, meaning that it looks like a skirt, but underneath are shorts. And this was just a tennis golf skirt basically by Nike. So good brand, and I know that people are searching for this style and this particular brand, so I picked it up. Kind of along the same lines as the denim shorts. I find it most effectively priced at about $25 with free shipping, which is what I listed this for. This was a size extra large too, which helped to sell it quickly. I sent out offers to watchers and it sold within days for $22.49. A lot of these things that I'm picking up, I'm not going for super high profits on. It's just if I know I can flip them within days and get my money back and then some, I really love a quick flip. So as you can see here, I've picked up a lot of items to quickly flip. Last item I wanted to show you on eBay was this G-Star Raw military jacket. I really like jackets like this for women that are the army green and they've got that military field jacket style. G-Star Raw is a brand that some people still search out for, so here is this. I wouldn't say pick up everything in this, but definitely keep an eye out for unique army looking jackets like this. So I have been sitting on this for a little bit. I priced up high because it was unique. I had this listed at $44.99 and it eventually sold on a best offer of $34.99. On Poshmark, I made basically the rest of my sales and I sold 22 items on Poshmark for a gross sales total of $512 with an average sale price of $23.27, and you'll notice that's much lower than eBay. That's typical for me. I'm usually finding I'm flipping my cheaper items on Poshmark. My total cost of goods for everything on Poshmark that I sold last week was $91.78. So the first item I wanted to show you that sold on Poshmark was this Hearts and Roses Novelty print bird dress. This was a pretty recent pickup, and I explained in that haul video that I picked it up not for a brand, but simply that it felt well made and it was a novelty print. So usually when someone who likes whatever the subject matter is, in this case it was birds, and they come across this, they usually fall in love with it, even though it might take a while for the buyer to find it. So I was surprised that this one sold so quickly. It was also new at tags, which helped, and it was a larger size in a size 16. I made sure to put novelty and bird in the title, and this sold at $35. These are a pair of Levi's 550 relaxed tapered fit jeans. I've been getting a lot of questions as to how do you know if they're vintage or not? I'll probably be making a video soon. Definitely not an expert, but there are certain things that you can look for. These ones I think I had listed at $35 and I just recently listed them. They sold for $28 on a best offer. One of the things I can tell you is that this tag looks a little older and the cut of the jeans, certain styles, are vintage, and although they make remakes of those styles, you'll be able to tell from the tag whether or not they are older or not. These ones had a little bit of wear that you probably just saw. I pointed out. I also put in my description there were a couple of light stains, and they still sold very quickly. One thing I always put in my listings when I'm listing vintage any kind of bottoms is I always put that vintage sizing can be smaller, and then I always include measurements because oftentimes even though these are a size 11, they're probably going to fit more like a somewhere between a 7 and a 9, so I always make sure to disclose that because I don't want a frustrated buyer. These are a pair of blank NYC bell-bottom frayed jeans. These were also an online pickup that I did when my thrift stores were closed. I have these listed at $30 or $35 and they sold on a best offer of $28. I picked these up just because I really like the unique design of these jeans. This is a dress by Lulu's, not something that's going to flip for a super high profit, but Lulu's is well known for their dresses, their rompers, their jumpsuits, and usually people pick them up to wear to weddings. I picked this up just because it was a Lulu's dress in a modern style, and I just thought it would photograph well. This sold on an offer of $25, and it was a relatively quick flip. These are a pair of Converse shoes that were in good condition, like wearable wise, other than staining. So you can see I disclosed that here in the listing, but they were stained. I put them in a bleach bath and still not everything came out. But I picked them up because they were a super unique print. They had a bunch of newspaper print all over them. Once I finally got these listed, they did sit in my death pile for a while. Once I got them listed, they sold really quickly. I think I had them listed at $35 and I think they did sell at full price. But if you come across Converse, make sure to do comps first before you pick them up, which I did with this one, and the newspaper print is selling pretty quickly. This is an American Eagle embroidered off the shoulder top. I'm really loving selling American Eagle lately, even though it doesn't sell for a lot. I'm learning if I pick up certain styles and pieces, they are a quick flip, and most of the time they're selling on Poshmark. This one in particular sold for $25, and I picked it up because of its bohemian style. It had embroidery, it had some unique sleeves. It was a little bit more interesting than your average piece. These are a pair of Big Star Maddie jeans. I have a hard time with women's jeans in general because not all styles flip quickly, so I always make sure to look this up. These ones are selling decently. I had these listed at $29, I think, and they sold on a best offer of $25. I really love picking up Merrells. One good thing about Merrells is on the inside, they almost always have the style name, so I was able to tell that these were the avian hiking shoes. In particular, these ones, this particular style does not sell for a ton of money, but they do flip quickly. So I went ahead and picked them up. I sold them for $28, but usually most styles of Merrell sell for quite a bit more. These ones in particular were just not as popular. But in general, I would recommend picking up Merrell shoes. And lastly, I did sell one thing on Grailed. This sold for $30, and that does include shipping. I picked up this Givenchy vintage sweater top, I guess I would call it. It was a size large, but the reason I priced it lower was because it was kind of dingy and the fit was really small because of how old it was. You can see the sleeves are cut along the hem. Usually men's sleeves are a lot longer, so I priced accordingly. It sold relatively quickly at $30. So in total, I sold 72 items across all platforms. I didn't show you all those today. I only showed you highlighted sales, but I sold 72 items in total for a gross sales total of $2,132.70 for an average sale price of $29.62, and my total cost of goods for everything was $266.60.
Alright guys, so that is the end of the What Sold video today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know down below what your best sale was this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.